I'm David Southern, I'm Director of ICT here at WWF UK. The mission of WWF is to work in harmony with nature. We were founded in 1961 and we work in over 90 countries around the globe. We want to encourage people to conserve the natural resources and to use them fairly. WWF has always traditionally managed this data by hosting at our headquarters, and this has presented somewhat great challenges to us in terms of mobility, in terms of flexibility, scalability. We've had to maintain our own infrastructure to cover things like disaster recovery, data replication and backups, and that's a huge overhead for us to manage. We were attracted to the EV247 solution because it allowed us to liberate our internal IT resources because it provided the expertise, the extra manpower, the project management and the flexibility and the scalability, as well as the migration of all that data from our hosted solution to the cloud-based solution. But we also needed to upgrade from the version of EV we had as well, and we also needed a scalable solution so that we didn't have to keep hitting the peaks and the spikes of growth in our storage. One of the things that attracted us to BlueSource's ability to be able to provide us with the solution were three things. One of them was the knowledge of Microsoft Azure. Secondly was to be able to provide the managed services, and thirdly was the actual EV piece itself. The immediate benefit we see from having EV247 is that my internal IT resources aren't particularly managing that service, and they can be dedicated to managing other services and working much more as an enabler to the business rather than managing those commodity type of IT services. Other significant benefits include in terms of the budgeting. For example, we've got to have a very predictable service with a predictable cost, and that creates a very compelling business case, a very clear business case should we need to expand those services further. We know that our data is being managed and the services are being delivered 24/7, and that's wrapped up in a service contract with guaranteed service levels, and that is very important to us. Commercially, EV247 was a very attractive prospect for us because it's allowed us to have a very predictable cost model and a very strong business case. So if our organisation wants to have an improvement in its services, or we greatly expand the capacity that we need, we don't have to have a significant spike in investment in on-premise hardware and software. We can just buy that service in a very flexible and scalable way as well. So the cost model was very important to us. That business case was absolutely paramount in moving forward. The sort of areas that we saw savings in by moving to EV in the cloud were in the energy use in our data centre. Cloud solutions can have up to 30% saving over and above on-premise hosted solutions. There are also savings in manpower internally, so IT resources don't have to manage the whole IT stack, the hardware and software anymore. They can be dedicated to adding business value where it's most needed. We also have made savings in our infrastructure as well, whereby the amount of storage that we use on site, on premise, has gone down significantly, and we can use that storage for other components. Well, we've been working with BlueSource for 8 years now. Initially we worked with BlueSource when we migrated our old email system. We were using Novell's GroupWise system, and we migrated to an Exchange Outlook solution, and BlueSource provided the expertise to enable us to do that, and it was a very successful partnership. Since then we've worked with BlueSource on various projects, migrating our Exchange server from off-premise, as well as the EV247 project as well. Working with BlueSource, they're subject to the same procurement rules as with any vendor that we have to work with. They have to demonstrate value for money. They have to have a strong due diligence towards being custodians of our critical data for the organisation. So there's no favouritism with working with Blue Source at all. We have to go through a tender process as we would with any other contractor.